Hi everyone, it's Erica. This week we're going to be going over concealer, foundation, primer, how to use it, what it does. We're going to conceal a little bit of my arms, which I'll go over later on in the video. But yeah, let's get started. Alright, so today I'm going over the importance and how to use concealer and primer properly, and then I'll go over a little bit about foundation. So first, I'm going to pull my hair back. Clean face. Always start with a clean face. So primer is really important. I have two different kinds. Let me find the other one. Okay, two different kinds. So first I have the all over the face primer, which I'm using the Sheer Envy by Hard Candy Pore Defense. This is oil-free, silicone-free, and alcohol-free. And then for my eyes, I have Urban Decay's Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This is the best one. I highly recommend this one. I actually have a third one that I kind of forgot about. But I also use a lipstick primer, and this is Lip Insurance, the original one by Too Faced. So what I just use primer with my hand, so I'm just going to take a little bit pumps of this and just rub it. Now the reason we use primer is to help makeup stick onto our faces. It almost acts like a Velcro, and most of the time with primer, a little goes a long way. Like I find with the Sheer Envy one, you have to use a little bit more than what I would normally use because it doesn't spread. And with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, you don't actually have to use a lot for each eye, which is awesome. Just about that much. And I just use my fingers for primer because I just find it easier. And if I know I'm going to be putting eyeshadow underneath, I'm going to put a little bit of eyeshadow primer underneath my eyes. Alright. For the lipstick primer, I don't normally use that until like very last because sometimes I get like foundation, concealer on my lips and I don't want to wipe it away. Next we're going to do some concealing because as you can see, I broke out in face demons as one does. So my chin and all of this is very red right now, so we're going to start off with a green concealer, and I just have a stick one by Physicians Formula, and I'm just going to spread it. Anywhere else I have red, a little bit right here. And I also have a really red face because I'm allergic to the sun and I get really blotchy during this time of year. So now what we're going to do is we are taking a damp beauty blender and we're just going to dab it. I'm going to dab the green concealer in. Kind of spread it out. These two right here are really bad, so I'm not going to put too much on them. I don't want them to get worse. I'm going to put a little bit more on. So now, after I have a lovely green beard, we are going to take Kat Von D's Tattoo concealer, and this is in Light 18. As you can see, I'm almost out. So I'm just going to put it on the back of my hand. And I'm just going to take the pointy end of your beauty blender and slowly start dabbing it on. With concealer, you want to dab it on instead of rubbing it, because if you rub it, you're going to take off all of the green that's underneath and then it's going to be pointless. I'm gonna blend this out in a second, don't worry. I'm not gonna leave it yellow like that. Just wanna make sure I get all the green covered. And a little of the stuff really truly does go a long way. Okay, now we're gonna take the big end and blend it out. And then after I'm done blending out these edges, it looks kind of weird right now because I have such rosy cheeks because I was outside today. We're going to do the under eye. And I don't have too bad of purple or redness under my eye, so I don't have to do anything else. But if I had like really dark purple under eyes, I would maybe use like a coral color concealer. Or if you had kind of like a yellowish, I would do purple. But I just have a little bit of redness, not really, more wrinkles, so I just use just straight up concealer. Okay, after all of that's done, we're gonna do foundation, and this is gonna make the concealer blend into your skin more. So I'm using Flower by Drew Barrymore LF2. And just one little, that's one pump right there, so you get quite a bit. And then I dab this one on as well. I just find that this one works so much better dabbing it. And you can go over the concealer with this, but just make sure you dab it. You can kind of rub it a little bit. See, I'm dabbing it and I'm bringing it down a little bit. That's fine. And just blend them together. See, I didn't put the primer on my lips yet because I got all this that I'm going to take off later. Don't worry, I wipe the makeup off my piercings later and I take my eyebrow one out. Half a pump for my forehead. And make sure you bring it down onto your neck a little bit just to blend it. Now you see how I'm super shiny right now? This Flower foundation I find is really dewy looking, and that's not quite the look I'm going for. So what I do is I lightly go over it with just a really nice powder foundation, and this one I'm using Lock It Tattoo Powder Foundation by Kat Von D in Light 44. And I'm just using her contour brush, but I'm just going to use the fluffy end. And you're not going to use a lot of this. Like, I just use it under eye, and I go in circular motions. See, in this, you see this, like, this side of the face is not as shiny anymore. So we'll just... It's still shiny, but I'm not like, bam, shiny, wham. I don't look like a mirror. Which, I mean, like, if you want the plastic kind of look, it's fine. There we go. So that's how you conceal everything. I can show you actually how to... We can go a little bit more in depth with concealing. So on my arms, I don't know if you notice, I have dots and scabs, and I'm allergic to the sun, so that irritates my I'm going to say it wrong, but it's keratosis pilaris or chicken skin. So I have bumpy arms. I also, when I get really panicky and because I'm already itchy from the sun and I'm panicking, I scratch. I don't rub, I scratch. So that causes those little bumps on my skin to become little scabs. So what I can do is we'll do this one. So what we're gonna do, we'll go right here. We will take the green concealer, just right here, right here. Blend them in. You can't see that they're green. And then actually we're going to use the same concealer as before. Take it. And you see? And you can barely see them. You can see the different color because my arm is extra pasty. But you see, you can't really, they're not super noticeable anymore. You can still see the marks, but the redness is gone. And that's what you're doing when you're concealing like blemishes. Like sometimes you'll still be able to see the different levels of skin. You see how like you can still see they're bumpy, but they're not as red as before and they're not as noticeable as before, and that's what you really want. Yeah. So I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. So I have finished the rest of my makeup. I used the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eyeshadow Quad in Sage. Last thing I want to talk about is lipstick primer. I gotta pick out a shade of lipstick that I'm gonna wear. Let's go with Heroin. It's a purple color. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put this on just like lipstick. I'm gonna let it dry. And I'm just kind of breathing. And this kind of doesn't really dry your lips out, it just makes them matte. And then we're gonna put lipstick on. I need a mirror. And that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like what you see, hit the like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. You can follow me on all my social medias in the links in the description. And I'll see you all next week. Have a good one. Bye.